How's it going, you wonderful people? It's Jay, and in today's video we're going to be looking at classic Nintendo 64 games that need to come back onto Switch. So let's take a step back through time and do this. With your Nintendo Online membership, you can play loads of NES games, loads of SNES games. There's so many classic Nintendo games to play. But where's the N64? Where's the GameCube? It's about time this beauty of a console comes back. Nintendo's golden era of 3D games deserves to be on Switch. And when you look through this massive catalogue of Nintendo 64 games, there are just so many great iconic games. So in today's video we're going to pick just a few games that we think deserve a place on Nintendo Switch. So let's go. We've already had Super Mario 64 reborn on the Nintendo Switch through 3D All-Stars Collection, though only for a limited time. If Nintendo ever brought back classic N64 games to the Switch as a big library, Mario needs to be there on day one. A genre-defining platformer that revamped the world of 3D adventure games forever. Control, camera, level design, variety. The plumber's first steps into 3D were and are still some of the most iconic steps. Who can say no to the incredibly adorable and super cute Yoshi? Mario's best buddy and tireless companion got his own story on the Nintendo 64. Yoshi's story is a short and sweet colourful platformer that saw Yoshi try to save the super happy tree. Brimming with pure Nintendo charm, classic Yoshi egg throwing abilities, and an adorable pop-up book design, this game is a true Nintendo 64 classic. Space dog flights and classic arcade levels, Star Fox 64 would be an incredible game to see on Switch and a fan favourite. Many Star Fox fans consider the 64 edition as one of the finest in the series to date. Chunky, brutal planets to explore, and the darkness of space to be swallowed up by. Challenging bosses, stunning music, and solid multiplayer. A game that deserves a Switch comeback. Imagine being able to play 4-player online. With this year being the Zelda 35th anniversary, will we get Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on Switch? Nintendo may, or may not, be bringing a collection of games to the Switch, but the N64 adventures also need some love too. Being able to play these two timeless tales on the Switch, whether docked or handheld, would be a truly heroic feat. Both games are standout quests and definitely deserve a focus. Come on, Nintendo! Incredible storytelling, a memorable cast, and some of the best dungeon designs ever. If Nintendo doesn't release a new Stadium game for Switch, surely this would be the next best thing. The Pokémon Stadium games on Nintendo 64 were truly groundbreaking. Being able to battle our favourites in 3D for the first time was so incredible to see. Both games have seen a bit of a resurgence in recent years, especially on Twitch with the single player challenge runs, so it would be a treat for fans and newcomers alike if reborn on Switch. Online minigames? Anyone? Yes please. I still can't believe Nintendo announced Mario Party Superstars at E3. Classic boards and minigames return in a gorgeous reworked collection on Switch. It's so exciting. With that in mind, could Nintendo use this as a reason to bring back the full original Nintendo 64 games as well? Being able to play the complete Mario Party 1, 2, and especially the long-lost Mario Party 3 on Switch would be a pixel-perfect party treat for fans. Throw in online and I'll be there day one. Controversial opinion incoming, Diddy Kong Racing is better than Mario 64. Don't shoot me! Both racing games are truly awesome, but Rare went that extra step further with perhaps the biggest content-filled racing game ever. Still, even decades later, Diddy Kong Racing still holds up as one of the best racing games of all time. A huge variety of tracks, a meaty story mode, and the option to fly and hover as well. A formula that hasn't really had a follow-up, really. Licensing issues aside, this game definitely needs to be on Switch. Where Mario 3D's racing began, Mario Kart 64. It may have not held up the test of time compared to Diddy Kong Racing, but this iconic racer is a definite must for Switch. Hop onto these timeless circuits once again, plot bananas, and launch deadly blue shells. For newcomers and veteran racers, this classic definitely needs to come back on Switch, especially with support for online multiplayer. It would be frantic. Nintendo are the pioneers of water-based physics. Wave Race 64 showcased some of the most realistic and downright bonkers jet ski racing on a console game even now. Choppy waters, insane weather effects, and some of the best music on Nintendo 64. It's a shame Nintendo have really let this series kind of sail off into the sunset since the GameCube days. It's a true gem of a sports game that needs to return on Switch. It holds up incredibly well and deserves a sequel too. Speaking of sports games, throw it back to where it began with Mario Tennis and Mario Golf from the Nintendo 64 era. Many might argue that these two games are the pinnacle of the series, untampered by gimmicks and weird gameplay ideas. There have been a handful of follow-ups and both games do have sequels on the Switch, but being able to replay these classics, especially online, would be a great addition to the Nintendo 64 back catalogue. So what do you think of our selection of Nintendo 64 classics for Switch? Do you agree? Are there any other games that you would like to see returning on Switch? Let us know with a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more geeky gaming and Nintendo videos, the subscribe button looks like this. And before you move on to the next video, be sure to check out our exclusive merch, geeky and gaming designs voted for by you. Links are in the description below. Thank you so much for all your support. There we have it, classic Nintendo 64 games that we think should be on Switch. A big thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.